Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to watch today's video. And guys, today I want to talk about a topic you don't hear much about, and that is like the back color of a lure. You know, different type of lures have different color backs, and depending upon a lot of different variables, it can make a huge difference. I mean, sometimes it's not that big of a deal, sometimes it is. But I want to give you guys sort of my experience on the different colors of backs that work better under certain conditions, and maybe the ones that don't work that good. So I'm going to give you guys some good advice of that, and hope you guys catch some more fish as a result. Also, guys, I will link my tackle warehouse link in the description of the video, guys. Right now, they still got a good Labor Day sale going on. It's a good time to stock up on tackle right now. I got some good sales on tackle warehouse. Link in the description. And real quick, guys, anyone interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, you can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and just shoot me a private message. So really appreciate that. Okay, one of the things about lures, guys, now in 2025 is there's such a diversity of lures and colors. I mean, you've got so many different back colors, you know, that are available to you. I mean, it's just, you know, sort of like every color under the rainbow. But I sort of want to simplify this a little bit, and I want to talk to the bigger picture of a little bit about how bass react to colors and things that, you know, cause them to strike a lure. Okay, now first of all, back colors. A lot of this has to do with the type of bait you're using, whether it be like a topwater lure, a crankbait, a jerkbait, anything like that, because some back colors, depending upon the lure, are more prevalent and visible to a fish. Now, say for example, a topwater lure, if you're using like a Zara spook or something, how in the world can the fish even see the color of the back? Because the bait's on the back's out of the water and the fish is on the surface. Now I can see if the bait sloshes underwater, they might get a glimpse of it. But other baits, like maybe a jerk bait, say for example, if you're working this jerk bait down in the mid depth zone, and this fish comes down on the top of it, they can see the color. Or a crankbait on the way down like that, depending upon, you know, how the fish strike it and the water visibility. So I do think that the color of a back appeals to the fish sometimes, you know, in correlation with the overall color of the bait. On most baits, you've got some type of a belly color, a side color, and a back color. And the impact that each place of the coloration change on a bait takes place, it's pretty much speculation on our part if that's the thing that triggers a strike. So say for example, on this Megabass S crank here, you got this blue back and you got a chartreuse side and you got a little bit brighter belly there. What is it that the fish can see that actually generates the strike from them? Is it a combination of it all together? Do they hone in on one specific thing? We don't really know. All I know is that the importance of confidence in the lure color that you're using, especially a back color, plays a huge role. Because let me give you guys an example here, what I'm talking about. I don't know if I got one here. Like on a sexy shad, I don't even have one here, but say for example, I may have one up here. No, I don't have a sexy shad because I don't like sexy shad. But if you guys have ever seen like a sexy shad color crankbait, the sexy shad, there's a lot of different variations in sexy shad as far as how bright the colors of the sexy shad are. But one of the most popular sexy shad colors, it has sort of a powder blue back. To me, guys, that powder blue black looks like crap in the water. I can't stand the way it looks. I got no confidence in that bait. Some other guys may like it. I've tried it. I can't get them to bite it. So I don't even own one to show you guys here in the video. So I prefer something maybe has a little bit darker back. But overall, here's sort of like a generalization of the colors that I like to use. There's two primary colors to me that work really good. Some type of a blue back and some type of a black back. These are my two favorite color of backs on any lure, and sometimes a chartreuse back. Now, other lure color variations, you may have some like greens or some, you know, some type of different shades other than black or blue. I don't have a lot of confidence in those. I'm not saying they don't work, but you know, say for example, like on this S crank here, it's got the real natural looking finish. You know, how this looks in the water is determined largely by the water visibility and the sunlight conditions. So say for example, what I'm looking for, if I go to these two more obscure colors, I got confidence in them. It's not like I don't like these colors, but to me, when I reel this bait through the water like this, it has to look good to me in order for me to throw it. So say for example, this color right here, if I have 3 foot of water clarity and I've got a partly cloudy sky, it may look at a certain way in the water, based upon the light intensity and the water visibility. But if I put this bait in water visibility that's 1.5 foot clarity on a cloudy day, it's going to look completely different, and it may not look any good to me. So what I'm looking for in my colors of backs is I want a color that, and you hear me talk about this if you guys have followed my channel very much, and it's such an important part of fishing. I want my back color to stand out subtly and blend in subtly, if that makes sense. In other words, if I throw this thing in 1.5 foot of water visibility on a cloudy day, this back color here is going to blend into the water too much. It's almost going to become like invisible. So in that situation, I'm going to go to maybe some type of a little bit brighter back like this in the low light visibility. But then again, let's say for example, I'm throwing this one with the black back and I've got 3 foot of visibility and it's a clear day. This black may be a little bit too much. It may stand out too much. And that's why I may have to go to a more subtle color like this. So this is hard for me to explain unless I have you guys in the boat with me, but that's what I want to try to get you guys to judge. That when you're trying to judge a back color on the lure, run it by the boat based upon light intensity, cloud conditions, the wind, the water clarity. When you're running this lure by the boat like this, you want that happy medium. Blend in a little bit, stand out a little bit. You don't want it to blend in too much. You don't want it to stand out too much. If it stands out too much, go to a subtler color. If it blends in too much, go to a little bit darker color back. And I have found that to be, a really good productive way. But overall, guys, on the lure colors, you can't go wrong with these two. These are proven strike generators in a lot of different water clarity conditions for jerkbait, crankbait, topwater, blueback, blackback. Now, one that I have sort of a love-hate relationship is a chartreuse back. And you can see the thumbnail in the video here. That's a chartreuse backed Megabass S-Crank, Super Z2 crankbait. And I caught that fish yesterday up at Stockton Lake on that exact bait, and I wound up catching a bunch of fish on it on the chartreuse back. Now, here's the thing about it. When I see a chartreuse back lure in the water, it looks terrible to me. I mean, it looks like that thing stands out so much that I don't even know why I'm throwing the thing. But if you get in the right set of circumstances, sometimes it's like, man, that looks pretty good coming through that water, in the chartreuse back. So I'll give you guys one little tip of advice on a chartreuse back. If you've got water visibility within 8 to 10 inches, it's a small window, 8 to 10 inches of visibility in the water that you're fishing, especially if you have a little bit of breeze on the water. That water clarity in correlation with the wind and some type of a partly cloudy sky, it lights up and it puts out a glow, like a subtle glow to it that the bass love. They love it more than anything else. But the window of a chartreuse back is a very small window. And that's the same with a lot of these back colors out there. Some of the back colors have a very small window of success, and others are a lot more universal in terms of that. Ultimately, you just have to experiment, because I can give you some guidelines on backs here, but I have seen my guidelines just get thrown out the window based upon, occasional guys throwing something I don't think is going to work and is going to work. But a couple different things on there, guys. Don't ever underestimate the importance of confidence. If you got something that looks good in the water, go with it. One of the favorite things that I like to do is spray paint. You can spray paint the back of a lure and make it look very, very good, even if you don't have skills at it. All you have to do is take a can of Krylon or something, hold your bait like this from a distance, like a long way away, and make short little squirts, and just, you can control how bright or how translucent the paint is. Like, say for example, if I go like that from about 1.5 feet away, I might be able to put just a little light puff of black or something, or blue or anything like that creates a color they've never seen before. So if I want just some subtle color, I can control the subtleness of that back color based upon how far away I, hold the Krylon spray can, or how close I put it to it and how thick I put it on it. Experiment. Another thing, guys, I'll leave you with in here is we have a lot of different color options available to us, and baits like this are common in retail stores. Every bass sees something like this. The blackback chartreuse side, one of the most common baits out there. Same with sexy shad. So you have to figure, if you walk into a tackle store, or if you order some baits online like a Tackle Warehouse, pay close attention to those baits out there that are very popular, because the bass see them all the time. And in my opinion, here's one thing that I know about bass fishing, is when you fish a public body of water that has heavy fishing pressure, a lot of times the color is not as important as throwing a color the fish have never seen before. I have seen some of the most ugly colored lures before just outproduce anything else that looks good, simply because it's new to the fish. And that's one of the advantages about using like dyes and markers and spray paint to customize your own lure, because you can create colors nobody's ever seen or nobody will ever have except for you. Don't ever underestimate the importance of that. So I encourage everybody to experiment specifically on back colors with that. And it's fun and it works, especially if you get on something that's, say for example, you get on something that works for you and nobody else knows about. That gives you a tremendous amount of confidence in what you're doing. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. Hope it explained that. This is sort of one of those videos that's sort of difficult to explain because there's so many ifs, ands, or buts about it. But hope I did a good job in sort of explaining and laying that out for you guys. We'll talk later.